So in a previous video, I looked at a set of plans and converted an LG spec over to a Toshiba carrier spec. And this project was relatively simple. There were piping diagrams already laid out, so it made it relatively easy to switch it over to Toshiba carrier. Last week, a colleague came to me and sent over a set of Daikin plans, and the drawings were not completely finished, and they were being asked by a contractor to put together some budgetary pricing based off that set of plans. Now this person doesn't have that much VRF experience, and that's okay. That's why I'm around to help. But I wanted to go and do a screenshot, a screen share. I wanted to show my thinking process on how to tackle that project, even though the plans were not completely finished. After I did this little Zoom session with Parker over at Sigler Brea, he found it super valuable, and I decided to make a video on it, basically redoing what I did with him this morning. So let's check it out. All right, so here are the set of plans that Parker sent over to me last week, and I told him I would take a look over the weekend, and I did. And he was looking for pricing help. Doesn't have too much experience with VRF, and sent this over to me to get my thoughts. And I took a look, and I could see why he got needed some help and assistance. As you can see, there's it's a large set of plans. Let me zoom in so you can all see what was sent over. So this looks like it's a mixed use. It's called Cedar Street mixed use multifamily apartments. So this is probably, retail on the bottom, and then, apartments all the way up. Looks like this is a 9-floor, 11-story apartment complex. So pretty tall. He sent this over, and on first glance, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Once you get to the apartment schedule, there's just multiples and multiples of heat pumps and fan coils. So that's one page. And then there's level 5, level 4, level 6, level 7, all the way through 8, 9, 10, and 11. Go back to the second page. There's a VRF condensing unit schedule for the amenities, utility rooms, VRF fan coils for those condensing units. And then over here we've got some fans, doesn't really apply to us. And here we have VRF ductless fan coil schedule. So multiple places where they have VRF equipment. So the way I would tackle this, usually with any VRF project, is try to figure out if it's heat pump or heat recovery. First thing I'll usually do is look for piping diagrams, and just looking at the thumbnails here, just scrolling down. I don't see anything. I see a bunch of floor plans, but I don't see any piping diagrams that would kind of give me an easy way to lay these out in Vroom, which is our VRF software that we use to do selections and pricing. But I don't see any piping diagrams. Here's the details all the way at the end. So going through this, I don't see any piping diagrams. All right, so what do I do? What's my game plan as far as pricing this up, maybe laying it out? So let's take a closer look. Going down here, I'll take a look at the VRF condensing unit schedule. And first off, I see that there's some smaller units, 1.5, 2.5 ton heat pumps. But now we get to a really big one, size 384. We have a 6 ton right here, a 12 ton, 20 ton, 10, 10, and then we're back down to 3 ton, 2.5. This looks like a multi-zone heat pump and another 6 ton. So, Parker, he reached out to me, and he's known that I've been doing this for a while now. And I used to work at Daikin for a little over 3 years, and I've got the advantage of knowing their model numbers off the top of my head. But looking at the larger ones, the three-phase units, the outdoor condensing units, I can see that they start off with RXY, RXYQ, and that right there tells me that these are heat pumps. These are not heat recovery. They're heat recovery model numbers. Their three-phase ones start off with REYQ, and one of the tips that I first learned there, and I'll never get out of my head, REYQ, if you look at the E, when you write it out, it's got the three legs for the E, so that means it's three pipe, that means it's heat recovery. And then the RXYQ, X has the two, it's got the two legs hitting the, I guess the bottom or where you would write it. So the two legs means it's two pipe. So it's heat pump. So just looking at these makes it easy to know that, tell that these are heat pump. So why does that help? That helps. So we know it's heat pump. It's not heat recovery. So that means that there's no heat recovery boxes. So that makes this a lot easier when it comes to just getting a general and a quick and fast price out, because I don't need to know which fan coils are attached to which heat recovery boxes, how many ports those heat recovery boxes have, and which heat pump they're connected to. All I need to know is which fan coils are attached to which heat pump. So now that's my next step. So okay, so what's connected to what, basically? So I'll go back up here, and these are the amenities. These are the fan coils that serve the amenity spaces. And you'll see, they're tagged. They say which area is being served, the location. And if you scroll all the way over here, it'll say outdoor unit, and it'll say which outdoor unit these fan coils are associated with. So that just made my job a lot more easier, right? So I already know which fan coils are attached to which condensing unit. So what I'll do to make it easier for myself, before I even open up the software, is I will go here and I will group the fan coils together, and so I know which one's attached to which condensing unit. So go over here, I will actually group these, or at least visually group these together with different colors, so I know that they go to a specific fan coil. So I'm going to start off here just with the first one, CUA41. So I'll go, let me copy this and paste it, find the next fan coils that are associated with A41. So let's go down. Is that the only one? Looks like that's the only one. It can't be. CUA41. I know there were other fan coils over here. Nope. A41. Okay, so that makes sense. It's a 1.5 ton heat pump, and that's a 1 ton fan coil. So it looks like that is by itself. All right, that's fair. Let's go to ones that we know will have multiple fan coils. So CUA101 is this large system right here. So CUA101. All right, it doesn't show it there. It's something that I didn't run into when on our phone call this morning. So it looks like this big one may not have fan coils associated with it yet. So these plans are only 100% DD. So these came out in July. I know, let's see. Let's go with these right here. Let's go with the ones that we do see. All right, so here's another set of fan coils that, let's make these a different color. CU A42 is another set right there. There's A42. No other A42s. Okay, so AR2. Let's make another box. AR2. For those. AR1, AR1, AR1. Let's do a different color for those. No. Let's pick make a new box, and we'll do a different color for these. All right, so AR1, AR1, there's another one down there. AR4, looks like we don't. AR4, AR4, AR4. So we've got quite a few for those. So let's group those together. Pick a different color for those also. AR4, AR4. Looks like it goes down there. All right. AR2, looks like they're grouped with these ones as well. So I'm just going to copy and paste the green one because it goes with AR2. We have a couple more AR4s, which are in this purple color. Copy and paste. AR4, AR4. Got AR3s now. So that's going to be another color. Let's do this one. AR3s. Looks like those three right there. AR43, and then these look like they are just one-to-ones. A43. All right, so now let's go over here. AR3 is down here. So let's, just so I know, AR3 is right here. AR4. AR4 is down there. Let me resize this. I actually can make it easier for myself. AR4, okay. Let's see. So this green one, AR2, is green. So I'm just gonna copy and paste that one, change the color to green. AR2. And this purple one is AR4. Did we do that one? Yeah. And then AR1 is this blue one. Copy, paste, change the color. What else are we missing? This one right here on the red one. So A41 and A42. There they are. AR41 is that orange color. No, it's not the right one. What color was that? Yeah, it looks like the right color. Orange. And then we have the red one, which was A42. Copy, paste. All right, A43. Did we see an A43? We did not. All right, that's okay. So we got AR, A41, A42, A41, A42. A43 is this guy right here, which is a 1-to-1, it looks like. So let's do this one a different color. Let's do gray. And then this one was right here. A43, match to A43. That one was gray. All right. Looks like we've got all of them accounted for except for CU 904 and 966. Looks like those are on another schedule. So I didn't take a close look. I haven't seen 904 or 966. They might be on here. If I do remember the nomenclature, that looks like a 9th floor condenser. Yeah, so there's 966 right there, 944. So this schedule, you know, it's kind of all over the place, which is fine. They're not finished yet, so so these will be matched to condensers, different condensers. So it looks like the club room, these public club rooms are on the 9th floor, so that kind of makes sense. So the CU A101, I still haven't found the fan coils associated with those. But for these down here, I know they're over here. CU U101, U27A, and 37, R1, and 135. So it looks like hopefully they're all right here, and it looks like they are. So let's group these. You know, these things are, when they're not nice and clean and have piping diagrams, they can be kind of tedious. But if you do the upfront work ahead and kind of like group them together, you can make your life a little bit easier. So it looks like I haven't used that dark purple one yet. So U101 will be that color. Looks like we have some other ones match to that. So U101, U101, U101. And some more down here, U101. All right. So now we've got these other ones. So let's pick some colors for those. You know, you don't have to choose colors for all of them. If you kind of, which one was that one? That was U101. Oh, so that should be purple. A. Yeah, so if you can, you know, if, it looks like these ones are just 1-to-1. You don't, and you can like, if you can like separate them in your head, so you don't have to go through all of this. But I'm just doing this just to make it look nice and to, was it 27A? Yeah, 27A. You know, just so you know what it looks like when it's all said and done. So it looks like that one was just a 1-to-1, 127. There's only one condenser. Let's pick one where it's got multiple. So it looks like 135 has, so, all right, 135 has multiple. So it's got these two, and it looks like a couple other. Now it looks like that's it. Yeah, so like I mentioned, I worked at Daikin for a while, and I know that these are the the multi-split, so similar to the Carrier multi-zone 38 MGR, I believe, where you can connect multiple fan coils to a mini split. This looks like it's a 4-ton. The 48 tells me it's a 4-ton, and the 5 tells me it can do up to 5 fan coils. But if you go over here, so CU, U135, U135 over here, it looks like U135 over here. It looks like there's only 2. It can do up to 5, but there's only 2, and it's only 2 because these 2 fan coils are 2 tons each. The heat pump was rated at 4 tons, so that makes complete sense to me. And then lastly, it looks like these right here, UR1. There's another one right here. So let's find out what that connects to. UR1 is this guy right here. So that is a 6-ton heat pump. I'm going to give it another color. Let's do this blue one right here. And then let's just match these. Looks like there was 3 fan coils over here. UR1. And then there's this one right here. It looks like we counted for all of them. This one U37 is matched to this guy right here. All right. So with the exception of this one, which we haven't found yet, we've matched most of the fan coils. And you can see, zooming out, you'll know just by at a glance which fan coils are attached to which heat pump. So that's what I'll usually do with a floor plan like this, where it's fairly large, it's heat pump, and there's no piping diagram to tell me which fan coils are attached to which heat pump. And since this is for pricing purposes, we don't have to go into too much detail into like how many Y branches or how are they configured. We're not worried about piping and all that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, we're just trying to get a price out to the customer. And in doing that, we kind of have to let them know that, hey, these drawings aren't complete. This is our best guess as far as pricing goes. We don't know, that large heat pump over here. We don't know, where'd it go? This guy right here. We don't know where those fan coils are. For all we know, engineer hasn't designed them yet. So, it's going to be used for future purposes, which is not uncommon. They just provide the condensing unit with the intentions to, maybe it's, they're going to lease out space to different companies, whether it be a restaurant, a storefront, whatever, and they're just putting it there for future use, pipe it down, and then once they get tenants, then they can install fan coils based on what the tenant needs. So we don't know what they're planning to do. So that's probably, if I don't find fan coils that match up to this heat pump, I'm going to say, this unit right here, this tag does not have any associated fan coils. Probably for future TI use, I'll make notes of that so the contractor will know that there are no fan coils associated with that. Pricing is not included, obviously, for any future fan coils that are associated with that. So just so customer knows exactly what we're pricing up. Now for these are all for, it looks like for the apartments. And I was looking at this morning with Parker, and this can be super overwhelming if you don't know what the heck is going on. But just by looking at these, just by scrolling through quickly, you'll see that they're all RZQ, either 1.5 or 2.5 ton heat pumps. And that's all there is. If you just take a quick look, it's either size 30 or size 18. And if you just keep going, you can do this. I'll probably leave a link to the set of plans if you want to just take a look at these yourselves. And just, this is a typical set of plans that will get sent to us. And just to, just familiarize yourself with how these plans were laid out. I'm just still scrolling, and they're all, to my eye, size 18 or size 30. And the reason why Parker reached out was like, hey, there's a ton of heat pumps, but I don't see any fan coils attached to those. And if you go back up here to level 1 through 3, if you scroll over to the right, you'll see apartment, VRF, fan coil unit schedule. And then you'll see, okay, here are some fan coils. And they're all different sizes, and they all serve different areas. If you scroll over here, you'll actually see a quantity, which makes our jobs a little bit easier. Not by much, but at least you'll see that there are some quantities given. Now, just putting 2 and 2 together and pricing up similar projects that are laid out like this, to me, looking at these, there's only 2 sizes, right? Size 30 and size 18. And if I go over here, I'll see that the majority are either size 18 or size 12, all right? So to me, the majority of these size 18s are going to be matched up to a size 18 heat pump. But if you look at there's also a bunch of size 12s. So to me, 18 plus 12 equals 30. So to me, these size 30 heat pumps are going to be matched up to a size 18 and a size 12. So these are probably for larger apartments that have these 2-bedroom floor plans. So it probably has a fan coil serving the main area, and then a fan coil serving 2 bedrooms or what have you. They actually do include the floor plans for typical 2-bedroom. They call them C1, C, D, D1, etc. So they even have 3-bedroom floor plans. So that's probably how they're laid out. And so how I would price this up, you're going to have to count all of these heat pumps, as painful as that sounds. Count all these up, and then you'll have a certain number of size 18s and a certain number of size 30s. And luckily they have quantities for these as well. You'll have in your spreadsheet, the model number, the quantity, and then time, multiply that quantity by the price. And add all those together, and you'll get the pricing for the individual apartments. So that's how I would tackle these set of plans. I know for inside people, you're usually under a time crunch. These were sent to us on Friday with a bid date on Wednesday. So a little bit of time, but not too much time. So that's how I would approach this set of plans. Again, just going through these set of plans again while recording this, I did not see any fan coils that are going to be attached to the this one right here. And it doesn't say, look at the notes, it doesn't say which fan coils will be attached to those. So to me that says it's going to be used for future use, and I would make a note of that in my scope. So yeah, that's how I would basically attack this. Now I'd open up my software and just start building this out. These, it looks like 10 or so systems, and then go into here and then just count all these different heat pumps, multiply them, and then you'll get a total price for those. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. That's kind of how I would attack this set of plans when being asked to price it up and you don't have a complete set of plans. There's different ways to do it. That's just the way that works for me. That's just how my brain works. I hope it helped you out. If you have other tips and tricks or ways that I could have done it differently, please let me know in the comments below. Do me a favor, leave a like on this video so other people can find it. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.